Hi everyone, this is Tara with Tara's Take. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all having a great day. I'm having a good morning and I thought I'd come on. I'm getting ready to work on getting this journal put together and finishing it off. This is one of my covers. Some of you might have seen it on Facebook. I posted it here a while back. Anyway, I was thinking this morning, because I've had numerous people ask me to show them how I do my journals, and since I'm getting ready to put the signatures in this one, I thought, well, you know what, I'm gonna show them how I do my template for the spine so that I can utilize it with them, and then they'll have one as well. It's gonna come out like this, okay? But it's not complicated, because I don't like complicated at all. And when it, like I said the other day, if you watched my video, I don't like to measure things, so I like to have something prepped for myself that I can utilize. And so what I do is I always use the dotted line paper, and that way I can just count over what how much I need and what dots I'm going to use and exactly where I'm going to put it. I also have my ruler and I have it pre-marked. My journals are typically a 9-inch in height and between 6 and 7 inches wide, and then my spine is typically 2 inches. So today I'm going to make a template that's 2 inches wide to utilize to put this journal together, to put the signatures inside of this journal. Okay, so I'm going to set that aside and go ahead and get to measuring, the fun part. This is not the fun part, you guys. So I'm just gonna be, I'm gonna try to be super quick about this, and we're just gonna do, I'm gonna use that line of dots right there for the first line. So I've gone 3 over. This really, honestly, this part, you can pick it however you want. I'm just making this 2 inches, okay? Because I want to, like I said, I want to, it's that one. I've got it a little bit crooked. There we go. Okay. So we're just going to use the lines on this ruler. I always end up, I had a friend who suggested to me to use the cork side. She's right. I just don't do it because sometimes I find myself slipping underneath that little space there. That's the only reason I don't usually do it. Pardon me. Anyway, let's get that even, and we're going to draw a line right down those. Got a little frog in my throat, I apologize. And then we're going to put this right there. And that's going to be, oh, you know what? I screwed up. I apologize, guys. Let me just show you real quick here. I want to take this out another inch because I want space to fold it over. You'll see what I'm talking about in a second. So we're going to take it 3 inches across. It's going to be for a 2-inch spine template. That's what I'm calling it. I'm not really sure if that's what you would call it, but like I said, I used to be in the legal field and everything was templates, and that's just how my brain works. So this is a template for us. And then we're just going to trim off these edges, okay? And what I did in this instance for today's video is I went ahead and just tore the backing, the cover off of the little journal I got this paper from, so it's the same height. I figured that would make it easier for us to see what I'm talking about with this. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure this, okay? And I'm going to make this 2 inches. And because I don't want this rounded corner here, really, I'm going to go ahead and put it over just about 1/8 of an inch from the mark that I'm going to use. Which on mine I'm using the 12, but you can go from down here at the 1 and 2 if you want. This is just closer to me. And like I said, I don't like to measure, so it's kind of a big deal I'm doing this in front of you guys for me, because I'm super worried that I'm going to mess things up, and I'm trying really hard to not worry about that and just enjoy crafting with you guys. So I'm measuring in front of you, and I'm doing all these things that actually make me uncomfortable. They make me uncomfortable when I'm by myself, so you can imagine what I'm feeling when I'm doing it in front of somebody. It's like taking a test with a teacher standing over your shoulder. Who hates that? Raise of hands. I hate that. Can we say yuck 3 times? Okay, here we go. Now we're going to go ahead and draw that line. So this is going to be the base. That's the reason I'm using this. It's nice and thick, but not too thick. We can still punch through it easily. And we're going to just trim. And yes, I could get out my paper cutter, but you know, heaven forbid I reach to my left. I actually am in such a small space that it's kind of a big deal to pull it out. I'll be honest. I do pull it out all the time, but I didn't have it prepped for right now. I could pause and pull it out and then come back and then put it back, you know, but I didn't want to pause. I just wanted to cut this. And I don't know about you, but I love the sound of the paper cutting on the video. Does anybody else like that? Or is that just me? I like that. So that's going to be our base for our spine. And we're gonna make sure, see, now we have a little bit to overlap in the back, which is what I wanted. And yes, I made sure and made a prototype of this before I made it, or I went on video, because I wanted to be sure to do it correctly. And we're just gonna glue this. Doesn't have to be perfect. I'm gonna take it the way the lines here are. I'm gonna try to, yeah, I'm gonna get it right at those lines that are here and here. Those are 3 in on each side, because then we know that we're gonna have it nice and straight, and we're gonna be able to use those lines once we do the holes for this, and they'll be lined up for us to use. You'll see what I'm talking about. It'll come together. So we get that down nice and even. Doesn't have to be pretty, of course, because this is going to be, it's just a tool. We're just creating a little measuring tool for ourselves. I'm pretty sure other people do this. I do it normally without, now we're going to fold this up. I do it normally without this backer. I just do the same exact thing with the paper, and I thought, you know, I should just make me a template, and then I have it all the time, at least till it gives out and I have to make another one. And I'll do that on camera so everybody else can make one with me. So that's why we're doing this, because usually I would just use the paper. And I also thought that might be a little bit harder to watch for you guys. So I fold this over, seal it down. Okay. All right. Now we have our template. Awesome, right? Okay, so now what we're going to do, because it's 2 inches, and I already measured this, so I know for a fact that I'm going to be doing the third. This is going to be a 3 signature. Okay, so it's 3 signatures. Sometimes I do 2, if depending on, you know, what type of paper I'm using, or how gator mouth it's become, that kind of thing. I've even cheated and done a 3 and decided I didn't want it to be 3 and did a 2, and then covered the spine with something pretty. Just taking a sip of my drink. So what we're going to do now is we're going to look on our ruler, and as you can see, I've marked it. Now this, of course, is not 9 inches, but when we pull in our journal, you'll see why I'm not worried about that, and that's because this journal is going to have it's going to be about 1/4 of an inch on the top and the bottom. So it's really we're only dealing with this to measure our holes, okay? Because I know where I'm going to lay it out inside the spine area, and these holes are measured out for the perfect spot for those. So we have 1.5 inch, 4.5 inch, and 7.5 inches. Okay, those are that's for me for a 3-hole signature. Some people like to do 5. I need to practice that, to be honest, because I'm not real good at the 5. So I'm just gonna do this. I only have to use the ruler. Okay, for one set, I'm gonna go right here, and we're gonna put our marks. Okay, so it's going to be on this one, it's going to be on this one, and it's going to be right here. Let me make sure I'm sideways, so let me make sure I did that right. Yeah. So now all you have to do, because we know that we're going to go in 3, the center one is at 3, so we have 1, 2, 3. So we're going to mark this one. 1, 2, 3. There we go. So now we go up here. 1, 2, 3. Mark. 1, 2, 3. Mark again. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And if you look at it, it's perfect. It's gonna fit your signatures right where you want them. At least this is perfect for me, for my 2-inch spine. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my pokey tool. I have a larger one. This small one though tends to be the one I use a lot. And I'm going to get my little Dollar Tree mat out, because I love this little mini mat. It's perfect for what I need. And I'm just going to go ahead and poke a hole here, and then kind of hold it in the back, making sure my finger's not in the way. Yes, I have done that. Have you all done that? Poked yourselves with one of these? These babies hurt, right? And we're going to go ahead and poke again. Get that hole started, and then take it through. And there we go. Okay, so far on all my videos I've asked you this, and nobody's answered this question, and I'm very curious as to what you all are working on right now. Are you doing your journals right now? Or are you like having fun making something like yo-yos or wax seals or dangles, or are you just stocking up and doing mass makes? You know, what are you guys doing? You know, I really I started this channel so that I could feel like I was hanging out with some other crafters, and so I hope you all will respond and tell me what you're doing, because I'm curious, and I love hearing from people. I really do. I've had a few comments from folks that have been lovely, and I thank you so much for inspiring me and for encouraging me to, you know, do this. This is such a new endeavor for me. You know, who really encouraged me to do the channel, my husband really encouraged me to do the Etsy shop. And I was glad I went for it. You know, it's still getting off the ground, but it's moving. But my son, he was the one who really encouraged me to do the channel on YouTube. And so thank you, Joey. That's my boy. So okay, now we have our spine template. Yay! So when you do this, you'll see it's going to make it a lot easier for you to come in to your journal. And then what I do is I'm just going to make sure I'm at 1/4 of an, sorry, that thing's clanking on my glass board or pad here, but so I'm going to go into the center of my journal, and I'm just going to make sure quarter of an inch. I'm at 1/4, yep, 1/4 of an inch. So now, one thing I forgot, we're going to mark this because this can be detrimental to anyone. We're going to put top and we're going to put bottom. I used to wonder why people made a big deal about this until I sewed things in upside down. That's very discouraging. Anyway, so this is how we're gonna do this, and we're gonna use this to punch our holes through our journal spine. And some people tape it in. I'm being lazy and I'm just holding on to it. I should probably tape it or clip it. I tend to find the clips get in my way, but here, I'll do it anyway. I have a couple here. There we go. Over just slightly. There we go. Let me make sure I'm still where I'm supposed to be. Yep, I am. Okay. And then I'll use this one on the bottom here. All right, there. Now I'm clipped in, so at least I'm not going to be moving around, right? It's better. It's better. I'm a little off, aren't I? You know, and these are the little kind of things that, watch, it'll still go right through. Yeah. Even though, I mean, it's just the tiniest fraction of a hair, you know. So there we go. We're going to go All right. My hands are small, so I find the middle one kind of the tough one for me to do. Ooh, my little pocket thing right there is almost the exact same height as this center line. I wanted to show you guys, I did some, and I was thinking about doing a video. I actually did a video months ago with Gail Agostinelli. On her channel, she had done a lace and edging page for her journal, and so I dived in and did one with her, and I put it in one of my journals. It turned out so pretty. So with these two blue journals I'm working on, I've got this one, and then I've got a different one over to my left here that's, I'll pull it in and show it to you, because I'm just dying to show somebody these pockets. I haven't even posted them on Facebook. So this is the one I did for this journal, and it's got the two openings here where you can little tuck spots down here, and then it has the lace pocket, and then it's the same on this side, a little bit different material. Does this look like an old pillow? my husband picked this material. Actually, he picked both of these materials out. Aren't they awesome? My eyes cannot get enough of looking at this material right here. I just love it, and this goes so well with it that I put it in. But anyway, he always says it looks like an old pillow. I think he's probably right. And anyway, there we go. That's our lace pocket. Isn't that fun? Here, real quick, I'll show you this one. This one's probably my favorite as far as the... It's very fancy. This is the other cover. And as you can see... And then when you open it up, it's got the inside. I'm not real sure yet what I'll do on these. I usually do a cloth collaging that matches the rest of the journal, but I kind of went a little different route this time. And then it's lace underneath. It's like 3 layers of material there. There's a white underneath. It's got the sequins. And then this is the lace pocket I made for this one. Woo, I love it. It's so pretty. I can't wait to use it. Anyway, I just can't wait to know who's going to own this journal. This is one that I kind of want to keep for myself, but I'm not going to, because I want them to be used. And, you know, I journal, but not enough to really have something this fancy for myself. But they sure are fun to make, right, guys? Check this out. I love this. This is a pocket, okay? And then under this flaps up, so the person, whoever owns it someday, will be able to they could put pictures under here that would show up underneath, you know, underneath it, whatever they want. But yeah, so that's my little fun show and tell. So anyway, so now we've punched through there, and we've done our, and if you look on the back, you know, you can see them here. So you're ready to be able to sew that in. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and the next video I'm going to do is going to be probably getting my signatures together and sewing them in. I hope you all have a great day, and thanks for visiting my channel, and be blessed. Thanks again. Bye.